We're recording. So, hello everyone. Welcome to Let's Talk Liverpool with me. And we've got a special guest, Jamie Phillips. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good, mate. Thank you very much for inviting me on. I appreciate it.
Good. It's good to have you on. I've been tracking you on YouTube like a stalker. So, and you're doing really well. But please tell me about your channel and how it came about.
So my channel came back. So I was doing I've always been watching Liverpool content on YouTube, and most of the time I was watching Coppish and big YouTube channel, and I'd call into their shows on Fridays, and I got quite popular over there, and it was a fun time, and I had a lot of views that I wanted to talk about with Liverpool and stuff like that, and I sat there one day and thought, you know what, I'm going to make my own YouTube channel. The boys from Coppish helped me out on it and that. And it was during the lockdown periods, we was all locked down at home, bored, stiff, nothing to do. And I thought, why not? Let's do a channel. And I started it from that and just talking about my love Liverpool Football Club. Obviously, when you first start YouTube, it's a bit daunting at first. I mean, I was doing pre-recorded things before I went live, and pre-record is not my game. I prefer to do a live video myself. That's just me. But yeah, pre-recording is difficult. You're talking to yourself in a camera, and my personality and charisma was a 0 in my first few videos. It was just like that.
I'm still like it now. I'm like trying to get with it. I'm like,
it's hard talking to yourself on a camera. It is difficult, and I've been doing it just about 2 years now, and I got more used to it, more I've done it, and then I did it for a while. I did a few 10-15 minute videos starting off with, and I watched back at them and was like, I didn't know how to do the operating, I didn't know how to upload them properly. My thumbnails were dog crap, all this sort of stuff. And I was like, do I really want to do it? And I've got 3 little kids as well, and I was like, finding time and all that. So I sort of did bits and pieces to start with, and then I finally started to go, you know what, let's just go for it. And I started doing live videos instead, and I enjoyed the live concept of it. People finding your channel through the algorithm, and people picking you up, and people, interacting with people in the live comments and stuff like that. I love that. That's my thing. I'm quite a talkative person, so when I've got someone to talk to, I can talk all day, and that's my favourite thing, and I just grew into it, and the more I grew into it, the more of a following I sort of got, and subscribers started to come into my channel, and now I try and do 2 a week now. I do about 14 videos a week, and and they all vary from about an hour to 3 hours long, and I waffle on.
I like that. I like that. Yeah, because I love interviewing people and just letting them go off on whatever they want to talk about, and it's really interesting getting their knowledge and just interests and stuff like that. It's perfect for me, so I can just say a question and then whoever just goes on and on. But I was wondering, how do you find the time to do all this? Because even me doing the talk show, doing the Liverpool FC one, it's really hard to find the time.
I've got an amazing wife, which helps. My wife, she's great. So she backed me massively during doing this channel. She used to help make some of my merchandise and stuff like that. She promotes the channel whenever she can. So she's a big plus to what goes on for me, and she helps out massively. Obviously, I've got 3 little kids, all 6, 4, and 2. So
wow,
so if I mostly do lunchtime and evening videos. So I do my lunch hour videos at 12:30 to around 1:30, 2 o'clock. My kids are usually at school or nursery. It's a perfect time to do it. Me and the wife are just at home, and then the evening ones are just 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock every night. Watch-alongs, if there's a watch-along. My wife, she's got the kids, and then when I'm not doing my show, it's my turn to look after the children. So, it's just one of them things. You just have to fight. If you go do it, I've always said to people who want to do this YouTube game, it's very difficult to start with. It can be very difficult. You think you've done an amazing video, and you finish your video, talk to your loved ones, and go, I knocked it out of the park with that video. Everything was quality, the graphics.
It's like a family, isn't it?
Yeah, everything was quality, and then you see it, and it's only got like 60 views, and you're like, oh man, and it can be disheartening. And it can be disheartening, and then but you just got to keep going on it. You got to keep going and going and going and going and going and grinding. The YouTube grind is a real thing, man. I always used to hear about the YouTube grind, but it's a real thing. And my wife was happy for me to do that. She wanted me to get monetized as much as I blooming did. In fact, I think she wanted me to get monetized more than me at one time. And she loves
the channel more than you.
Yeah, she was watching. She was watching the numbers and that and going, all right, you got to do this now. Or she'd hear a bit of news and she'd hear a bit of news on her phone come up or something like that. And she went, oh, Jay, you heard about this, go and do a show quickly. And all right. So, yeah, it's all got, I mean, if I lived on my own with no kids and no wife, I probably would not be off it. It'd be one of them things I'd probably be doing like endless hours and hours and hours of videoing. But no, I'm happy with what I'm doing. 14 vids a week. And
you juggle really well. You juggle really well.
No, I couldn't do it without a supporting wife. You got to have a supporting wife to do it.
Yeah, and I'm still doing it now. I just love talking about Liverpool, even if it's a load of bollocks. Right? I love spurring it out there and stuff like that.
Definitely.
I was wondering, how did you get into watching Liverpool? Why was Liverpool your sort of thing?
Yeah, a lot of people ask me because obviously, as you can hear, I've got quite a Cockney London accent, and I'm not a Scouse myself. I like that.
And
it's my old man. So my old man's a Liverpool fan, and he's a London bloke himself, but he got brought up on Liverpool in the 70s and late 60s and 70s and stuff like that. And back then TV's not obviously coverage is not like it is now. You'd only get one or two games, and it's usually either a Liverpool Man United game back in the 70s or an Arsenal game that were being shown on TV. So my dad sat down, loved football, and he fell in love with Liverpool in the early 70s, and that was his team, and he never left that team ever. And then when I was 10, I mean I'm 41 now, so when I was 10 years old, I sat down with my dad, watched. I liked football, but I weren't really into it as such. I liked it; it was my favourite sport. But if it was on telly, it was on telly. If it weren't, it didn't bother me at the time. But I sat there with my dad. He's watching the Liverpool game, and I was watching John Barnes, and I was mesmerised by John Barnes. This must have been like 1989. And I was mesmerised by John Barnes. Just the way he was moving on the pitch. I've never seen anything like it. His athleticism and pace and strength. And I was just sitting there watching it, and I understood why my dad was getting so into it. And then I realised how much my dad loved the team and how emotional it was when Liverpool lost the title on the last day of the season to Arsenal, 1989.
Yeah, and thanks, Thomas.
Yeah, and he threw an ashtray at my telly and smashed the TV. And it was one of them proper ashtrays back in the 80s. We're on about them thick pub ashtrays, And he lobbed this thing at the TV. And right then I knew, well, if my dad's this passionate about breaking our only TV in the house, then, maybe I should be passionate about this club as well. So ever since, man, I've supported this club for 30 years through thick and thin. Been London born, doesn't stop me. I go to games occasionally and watch it on the box, do my channel about it. I love it. My family, my wife and kids, and Liverpool Football Club. Depending on what mood I am in the day, it depends what order it goes in. But that's the.
What about the Liverpool winning the league? What was that? Is that they're top? I'm sorry, kids. Liverpool won the league. They're top right at the moment.
that was mad when we won the league, because obviously we're all in lockdown, ain't we? And we had the league. Sewn up in March before the lockdown, let's face it. And
plus 20 points or something. It was crazy.
Yeah, I think we're 23 points above Man City by March 1st. And you heard reports coming in from the paper and the media and Sky Sports News and stuff saying about, COVID could stop the Premier League season. If it stops, it could be with null and void. And we're sitting there as Liverpool fans thinking, you can't do this to us. We've waited 30 years, man. We're going to win the league. Just stop.
I know.
Then it carried on. Go on, sorry.
I know. I was looking at the news about China back in November before, and it was like COVID. There's some sort of virus happening, and I was like, you know what they're going to do? I reckon they're going to stop the Premier League.
Yeah,
because we're so top. We're so top.
The only league that done it, I think, was the Dutch league, wasn't it? The Dutch league cancelled their season.
They
can't, and the Ajax fans were going mad about it. But they cancelled their season, and then obviously the other leagues just suspended it. And then you're thinking, oh, what's going to happen? Comes back in June, we go play behind closed doors, we go on to win the league, and obviously you're sitting there watching that. I think it was the Man City Chelsea game, wasn't it? You're sitting there, Man City don't win that game, Liverpool champions, and me and my wife were sitting there, and just place erupted, and
it's crazy it was crazy. I was just watching it. I was like, Liverpool weren't even playing, and we're just watching their match, like hoping something would happen, and it did, and we're like, oh my god, I can't believe this has happened. 30 years of waiting for that. It's crazy.
Mad, but great times, man. Great times.
Definitely. Well, I'm hoping it will come back again. It should.
Yeah, it will.
I don't reckon it'll be too long until we're back at the top again.
No, it won't be long at all.
What's your favourite game?
My favourite ever game?
Yeah, ever game. There must be one that sort of sticks by you.
So my favourite Liverpool Premier League game is probably still the 4-3 Liverpool Newcastle.
That's
because it's the most attacking game I've ever seen with no defending whatsoever. No. So it's just, and the drama of it, because Newcastle going for the title, Liverpool still had like a sniff, and Kevin Keegan slumped over the thing at the end. Andy Gray's brilliant commentary at the end about Collymore and John Barnes, and the emotion, the crowd, the cut up pitch. Yeah, that everything. Nighttime game as well. Yeah, that was probably my favourite ever Liverpool Premier League game. My favourite Liverpool game, full stop, is Liverpool beating Barcelona 4-0 at Anfield. That, for me, might be the singlest greatest 90 minutes I've ever witnessed as a Liverpool fan, because you got two of your best forwards not involved. They're not playing, and you're sitting there thinking, we're 3-0 down to this Man United. It's a Barcelona team. They got the greatest player ever existed in Messi. I watched the Liverpool-Barcelona game at the Nou Camp, and we dominated them but lost 3-0. I've never seen an away team. I remember Guillem Balaguer talking about it after, the Spanish correspondent, saying he's never seen a team dominate Barcelona at the Nou Camp like Liverpool dominated them but didn't win the game just because of Messi, just because of one player. And I'm thinking, I know things are possible in Europe with Liverpool, but this might be too far. But when you going back, and I watched that more in the final. I barely watched the Champions League final because it was terrible. But
that's bad final.
The final for us was Barcelona at Anfield. I've never the crowd, the atmosphere that night. The atmosphere of that night was something you'll never forget. It was goosebumps to this day. Also, I will say another one for atmosphere and the magnitude of the game was when Liverpool beat Man United in March when we won the Premier League that year, with Salah getting the winner, Addison's assist, running up the pitch, and the fans starting to sing, "We're going to win the league, and Gary Neville in commentary going, "I ain't heard this place like this in like 30 years, and they're definitely going to win the league. This is mad." And like that, their moments in time is why football is the greatest sport on earth.
I know, it's so emotional. You're not even playing, but you get so involved in the actual game itself. It's massively crazy, isn't it? But I would say the Barcelona game is up there, definitely, for me. I'd say joint with AC Milan. And
the AC Milan game. The AC Milan game will always be. Yeah, that game. I still don't know how we won, because you look at that AC Milan team on paper, that 1-11. We should never have beaten them.
We weren't that good, really. We weren't that good all the way through. Well, we had 6 minutes of magic, and
then held on for dear life. That was what happened.
We did. Yeah. But was it 2007? We played. When did we play them again? What year was it?
07. 07.
We
2007.
dominated that. We dominated that final, and we lost. So it's kind of karma, I suppose.
Yeah, we're the far better team in that game. I've got a bit of trivia on that game as well. You know, so Jermaine Pennant, is the only Englishman ever to get man of the match in a Champions League final, but never get an England cap.
He had such potential.
He was man of the match in that game. He was fantastic. He was brilliant, but he never had an England cap. I always find that mad.
Who cares? Are you a big England fan now, or are you just Liverpool?
I used to be. I used to love England. I watched the Euros and the World Cup, and I didn't have the same.
Euro '96.
Yeah, I didn't have the same feeling watching England like I used to. You know, I don't have that emotional attachment to England now. I don't know why. I think like a lot of teams that support big clubs feel the same way. I think the teams that fans that support the smaller clubs in England, I think they're more passionate about the national side, because if you watch the national games with England teams, the England fan base is usually fans from lower supported teams, you know, and they're the more, I think Man United, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, City fans, I think they just love their club is everything to them, and because it's so important, you know, because City, Liverpool and Man United and Arsenal and Chelsea are always competing for everything at the highest level in club football. It looks like international football gets in the way, and if I had to pick, I'm always going to pick club over country. I find it mad when people pick country over club, because you might live in the country, but you know your club is what you support every day you're awake. You know, as soon as my eyes open, it's Liverpool Football Club. You know, I'm not thinking about England till there's a tournament, and then international football's quite crap now. So I used to love international football. I used to get really excited for World Cups and stuff. I think it's just lost its luster over the last 10, 20 years, because I don't think international football is... I think the problem with international football is that, say 20 odd years ago, you only got to see the best players in the world from other countries at World Cups and at Euros. And because the Champions League is so powerful now, and it's the best competition in club football, that you see the big teams, you see all the best players in the world playing every single week. So would I rather watch Messi play for the best Barcelona team you've ever seen in your lifetime, or Messi play for an average Argentinian team that somehow won the World Cup? I'd rather watch Messi in the Barcelona team. So I think that's what it is with international football. And with England, look, I think a lot of the English stuff as well is politics as well. You know, a lot of political stuff as well, especially if you're a Liverpool fan, especially if you're a Scouser as well. You know, if you're a Scouser, I mean, I go to Liverpool quite a bit. I love the Scouse people, and I understand totally why Liverpudlians and the Scouse people do not like England in a way, or the royal family, or the Tory government, or all this stuff. I mean, people just got to do their history and research. You know, the royal family, the government, they all tried to ruin Liverpool as a city. You know, Liverpool got one of the biggest ports in Europe that they don't use no more.
Well, look at Hillsborough.
And Hillsborough as well, everything.
They just blamed Liverpool fans for it without knowing the facts. Just straight away in there. Yeah.
Still to this day.
Even with the facts, they're not going to say, oh, we were wrong. No, they just, I don't know if it's some sort of stupid banter in certain things. I just don't understand. Just don't use it.
It's mad. Yeah, so I mean, talking about Hillsborough is difficult because of people that lost their lives, so I always try and be quite respectful about Hillsborough, because so many people were affected. It's not just the 97 people that died, it's all them family members connected to them 97 people. So it's hundreds of people affected, you know. Mad. It's crazy, and I just don't get fans. I'm all for banter. I like banter in football because that's what football's about, you know. I like banter to a certain point. Sometimes it goes too far and it gets too silly. I hate nonsensical arguments about stuff that don't make no sense. You're just saying it for either clicks or you just want to say it because you're an idiot or you've got no brain cells or something like that. But that gets on my nerve. But I don't mind banter. But these songs about tragedy, it's not just Hillsborough, it's songs about any tragedy in football, Munich air disaster, anything. Why people sing about that at football games is beyond me, because you're singing about people that died. You know, just be a human being. It's not about club versus club or city versus city, town versus town. At the end of the day, we've got to do something about that as football fans, that we've got to eliminate this. These horrible songs that they just got to be eliminated. There's no place for it. Banter's all good. You know, I'm fine with banter. Singing songs about Wayne Rooney doing grannies and stuff like that, that's fine. I don't mind that, right? But then singing songs about anyone's death for me is abhorrent and should never happen in football. No place for it.
What do you reckon they should do? Is there like a way they could do this and sort of stop it? Like, how would they sort it out with that certain fans singing this? Could they get those certain people? So
say Liverpool at home. If Liverpool at home, let's just take Liverpool because we're Liverpool fans. So let's talk about Liverpool at home. And if you've got away fans and all you hear for a little bit is songs about always the victims and stuff like that, you go to the away section with your cameras and you find out and you look who's singing it, because they're not singing it, you know, they're not sitting there singing it politely like this, like that. They're getting aggressive. They're getting in your face. They're up. They're throwing their arms. So they're easy to find out in the away section of crowds. Find them, get them, arrest them, get them arrested after the game, and then they can't go to any football ground in the UK ever again. It's as simple as that.
Because it's a hate
and you eradicate it. Yeah, and you eradicate it. Same with racism as well. Anyone who's racist against anyone playing football, you just take them out of the stadium, you find them, you pinpoint them, you arrest them, then you make sure they're not able to go to any football ground in the UK as long as they live. And you eradicate it. It's as simple as that. But, you know, something's got to be done, because these songs are getting worse. They're getting worse, and you can hear it. You don't even have to be at the game no more. You can hear it on your telly.
Yeah.
You know, you can hear it coming through, and it's not hard to pinpoint who it is, because it's a small section of away fans. It's not all the away fans. It might be 100 of them, but you'll see them because they're going to be singing it aggressively. They're going to be up. They're going to be throwing arms and stuff like that. It's that they're easy to pinpoint and tell who. So yeah, they've got to do it. There's enough cameras at games. Let's face it.
Yeah, and the quality of the cameras are so good. You can easily zoom in.
Exactly.
Just get it sorted. It's like, none of these statements that you put up are we're sorry that we heard some chanting. It won't happen again, or we're trying to stop it. Which I don't know how they're trying to stop it. You're not. You're just putting up a statement, which means nothing.
Yeah, I
just
agree.
empty. It's like empty actions. Just you, really. I don't know.
I agree.
It just gets to me when they use that as banter.
Yeah, it's not banter. That's not banter.
Yeah, the trouble is, no, it's hate. It's just that, just straight up hate, and you just don't like that club. And I don't know. It does get to me, especially on Twitter. You can't actually get to those people either because they're hidden.
Oh yeah, exactly. I don't know what you got to do on social media. Social media is a totally different animal. Personally, I think if you go have a social media account now, you've got to put in some kind of credentials to open up a social media account. I know that might sound a bit like invading the privacy, but you've got to have something to put down as credentials so you can be identified if you do anything. You know, keyboard warriors and stuff like that, the bullying campaigns, people have taken their lives who are bullying on social media, you know, and we still, I mean, anyone today can go on Twitter, just put an email in and a password, and you don't even have to put your real face up. I think you have to put some kind of credentials, especially on Twitter. You have to put some kind of credentials down, so people can find it. So if anything happens, they can go, right, they can pinpoint in their database and go, right, we know who it is. got a lock on their IP address. We've got their credentials here. We'll go and nick them. Job done. They can never go on social media ever again because they've put in them credentials. They'll be completely blocked off the website. So, and that's the way of getting it done. But they won't do it because but they think it's evading people's privacy. And you got all the woke nation won't allow anything to happen. So, yeah, I mean, it's put me in charge. I put me as Prime Minister. I'll get it sorted in 24 hours. Everything
I'd find those people about that's where they live. Just get them. There you go, done.
Yeah, exactly. Just get it done, man.
What do you think Liverpool chances are of getting into top 4? I'm trying to get back into the fixtures now.
Yeah, let's go back into Liverpool discussion.
So,
right, Liverpool top 4. If Tottenham won yesterday, then I'd say there's a 70% chance. Now I'd say there's no chance. Newcastle, Liverpool messed it up themselves. Look, wherever Liverpool finished, they deserve to be. Liverpool finished 5th in this season. That's where we deserve to finish at the end of the day. I'm not too concerned about not finishing the top 4 as some fans may be. I know a lot of people are worried that if Newcastle finish in the top 4, it's over for everybody because of the money they got to spend. Yes, that might be true in some way, but still at the same time, it's still going to take them a long time. You know, it's still going to take them a while to get where they want. At the end of the day, you know, yes, there's a great project going on there. But the difference with Newcastle compared to when Man City got taken over is that more teams have got more wealth now. And Newcastle could be competing with, you know, like your Chelsea's, your Man United's, your Man City's financially for players. So I don't know if Newcastle are going to blow people out the water as much as they want to. You know, Newcastle fans are probably thinking they're going to get top 4 and get every player under the sun now they're in the Champions League. I don't think that's the case. I think Newcastle owners have actually been quite shrewd with the way they spend money. So Liverpool finished 5th, which I think we will. I think we'll go with a decent end towards the season. I think we'll go win most of our games towards the end of the season. I said this to my channel the other day. Some people sneer, but I think we're just going to win quite a lot of the remaining games we got. Probably finish 5th in the league. And I'll be all right with that because that's what we deserve because we've been terrible this year. You know, you get what you deserve in this game, you know. And Newcastle, the way they're playing at the moment with their fixtures, they've got some difficult games still coming up, Newcastle. But I just feel like I can't see them now losing 3 games. I just can't see it. I don't think there's enough games. And we've got to just make sure we keep winning. We've got our game against West Ham coming up. We've got an easy game against Tottenham at home. Then if we don't beat this Tottenham, if we don't beat this Tottenham team, I'll give up. Yeah, and then we've got some games coming up that you should be winning, but look, Liverpool this season have not been great, and it's a mixture of everything for me. It's a mixture of owners, it's a mixture of manager, it's a mixture of players. Everything's gone wrong this year. I personally think it is just a dip. I think it's just been a mad, horrible dip this year. And I think next year, with the right players coming in and a shrewd bit of business, I do think Liverpool fans will be actually quite shocked how much better we'll be next year. I think we'll be back in the title hunt next year. I actually think we'll be back in the title hunt next year. I think we're going to shock people. And people say that, how can you say that, Jay? We've been terrible. Well, I'll say, look at Arsenal. They finished 8th, 5th, and they're competing for the title all season. No, Chelsea, I don't know what's going to happen with them. They've spent so much money and wasted so much. They've now got to sell their £340 million in debt over 3 years. So they've got to sell a lot of players off for this summer before they buy anyone in. So I don't know what's going to happen with them. Pochettino's now the favourite to be Chelsea manager. I think that might happen. Pochettino's got
good manager.
Mentality. He's a good manager, but he's got a bit of a loser mentality. He's a bit of a yes man. And if he's a bit of a yes man to Todd Bowley, with the rumours you hear about Todd Bowley at the moment is that, you know, he likes going in the change room, talking and chatting to players and all that. And apparently the reason Tuchel got sacked is because Tuchel didn't want him anywhere near the team. They had an argument, and that's why Tuchel left. Pochettino's a bit of a yes man, so he'll just let Bowley do what he wants. So I don't know, as good as a manager Poch is, I don't know if that'd be enough success for Chelsea. I know a lot of Chelsea fans don't want Pochettino. So, Man United's position this year is false. It's negative for me. They're nowhere near the team everyone thinks they are. I know they didn't beat Brighton yesterday. They won a penalty shootout, but they're average, man. They're terrible. And they're third or fourth in the Premier League. I just don't think they're that much better than us. I really don't. I think we've beaten 7-0 this season. I think when Liverpool are at their best, they're still far better in this Man United team for me. And then you just look at Man City. And Man City, for me, are going to win the treble. I think they might beat Real Madrid. If they beat Real Madrid in the semi-finals, they're winning the Champions League because it's AC Milan or Inter Milan in the final. It could be a one-sided final. For me, they go win the FA Cup, and I think they go win the Premier League. So it's going to be Man City, Liverpool. This Arsenal team will be a weird one next season. But I look at this Arsenal team, and I think, pretty good first 11. But look at their squad. Look at their bench against ours the other day. It's not in anywhere comparison. Yeah, I've still got okay, but not enough quality for me. And I think Liverpool will be back in. So I know it's a long answer, but Liverpool finished 5th this year. I'm not too concerned about it. The new rules come in the following year about Champions League heritage. So Liverpool finish 5th again next season. They're going to Champions League anyway because of that heritage scheme. So yeah, I'm not too concerned. I'm more concerned about the summer transfer window more than anything, to be fair. But yeah, I'm not too concerned. We deserve to finish where we are. You know, we don't deserve top 4. Let's be truthful about it. But I just want to end the season really well. I don't want to limp into next season. Let's try and win every game. Let's have a good end.
Yeah, just do a bit of passion in there, even if you don't do
a bit of
as
fight.
well. You just need that, don't you? And it'll be a good end for Firmino anyway, because he's leaving at the end of the season. So
yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, I reckon I'm not too bothered now if we get into top 4 or not. It's like entitled. Are we entitled? No, we're not. It's how we play, and if we're good enough, and we haven't been good enough, you could say we play tired. And I don't blame the team. Or we wouldn't have been in this predicament, would we, if we had the players that we needed? Instead of, I don't know what was happening into the transfers last season, but because of that is where we are now, I think.
No, I agree. I mean, that the owners have to take blame. Obviously, the way I look at the owners, I have never been one of these FSG out people till this season. Really, you know, I've always been quite happy with the owners. I thought we was a well-run club. You know, when we win things together, in my opinion, and when we lose things together. We can't sit here and pretend they weren't decent owners when we're winning Champions League and Premier Leagues. And you know, you look at the squad we had at that time. You know, that's why we're winning them trophies. And obviously, Jurgen Klopp is a world-class elite manager. You put all that together. Excellent squad. You know, world-class elite manager. You go win things. And you know, the owners just let him be. You know, the owners really let Klopp do what he wants at the team. You know, Klopp's got a lot of say at Liverpool. And the summer was a mixture of everyone's mess up for me. It was a mixture of Klopp messing it up. It was a mixture of FSG messing it up. And I think, you know, it all went tits up really. And we started the season very undercooked, extremely undercooked. You know, the pre-season wasn't long enough for Liverpool. We played too many games last season. We didn't have a long enough rest. Undercooked coming into the season, and it showed all year. That's why I got a funny feeling it just might be a blip this year because of the physical tiredness on these bodies and minds through the season before, and players are even speaking about it. And when players are speaking about it, like Thiago's and Virgil's are talking about the toll it took on them last season. If the players are thinking that, if you think it, you go. It's like Pep Guardiola says. He says, if you think you're going to be tired, you're going to be tired. And if the players are thinking it, they're going to be tired. And, you know, I think that's why I think this season is just a one-off and we'll be back next year. But, yeah, it's a mixture of everyone's issues. You know, Klopp saying who you can get as a better midfielder and what he's got was, he shouldn't have really said it. I think he knows that now. The owner should have got him a midfielder in anyway. Klopp's tactics this season have been a bit super dodgy. I don't know what he's doing at times. He sort of worked it out now towards the end of the season. That's why we're looking a little bit better. You wonder why he just didn't do that weeks ago, and we might even be in a better position now.
Maybe he couldn't. You don't know what behind the scenes. You have no idea why this happened. Yeah,
that's the thing. It's all as content creators, we just none of us really know. We're all guessing. We're all guessing. And that's what we're doing. Sometimes we might guess right, sometimes we guess wrong, but that's the thing of it. Unless you're an inside man who knows everything, then look at the media. Look how many people we're always linked to every Twitter account. It's like, oh, we're definitely linked to this player, says so and so. We're definitely linked to that player, says so and so. Again, it's speculation. It's part of their job. And as content creators, it's part of our job. We speculate, we guess, we look at the evidence in front of us. On my channel, I've gone at Klopp a bit this season. Not that I hate him or anything like that. I want him to stay at the football club. But, he's not, for me, he's not done the job good enough this year. And no, I don't think that's too far to say. And also at the same, I don't need to mention the owners all the time because, we know, so... Mm-hmm. People get at you and go, "Why don't you talk about the owners more?" It's like, why? We all know that they need to go now and they can't fund this football club anymore. We're not silly, but we've got a good team, and it shows in recent games that as soon as Klopp changed it up a little bit, the players in the team, there's still quality there, and there's been issues, but as I say, the players don't get away with it. The players have been awful. I don't know what's wrong with Van Dijk. Hopefully next season he comes back, has the summer off. He might have played too much football, to be fair, since his injury. He didn't have a summer off. So hopefully this summer he has a summer off, does nothing, go on holiday, don't do anything for 4 weeks, come back for pre-season. It'd be a longer pre-season this summer. So hopefully the players come back refreshed and we just end this season well. But yeah, it's been a mixture of everyone's balls up this season. No one comes out of this looking good, in my opinion.
I would say one in particular, Alisson.
Oh yeah, I mean Alisson can't do nothing wrong, man. I mean, Alisson's our player of the year. He was our player of the year last year as well. He's just, he's had a few mistakes here and there this season, but all goalkeepers do. But yeah, he's arguably, him and Courtois are probably the two best goalkeepers in world football right now. And yeah, he's the man can't do anything wrong, man. He's a tremendous world-class goalkeeper. He can sing. He can play guitar. He's a good-looking He's a good-looking bastard as well. And there's not much that man can't do.
I know. Even good. He's got a good beard on him as well.
Yeah, exactly. And he can have a moustache.
I can't do it. Yeah.
No, I look
like a boy with a beard. I can't do it.
Alisson looks good with anything, man. He looks good, clean shaven, beard, moustache. He has different hairstyles. I've never seen anything like it. The man rocks.
The love of Alisson. Let's do the new channel.
Yeah,
Let's talk Alisson.
Exactly. That's it.
But yeah, he has been. I wouldn't say just him though. You probably say Salah hasn't had the greatest of season, but he's still up there. He's still trying his best.
The Salah one's weird, The Salah one's weird because I think if Salah even told you himself, he'd say, I think actually Klopp was talking about it the other day, his press conference, saying about that, Salah hasn't had the best of the season. This has not been his best season at Liverpool since he's been here. But he's got like 35 GA this season. So it's hard, like Klopp said, it's hard to actually complain because he's going to get 20 Premier League goals again. He's going to have like 35 goals in all competitions. So it's really hard to sit there and moan and complain. But at the same time, Mo Salah frustrates the hell out of me. He frustrates me so much because I watch him sometimes think, oh, Mo, like, what are you doing? And then like 20 minutes later, he's scoring it. But it's just so frustrating. But I couldn't be without him, man.
I know. At points, he's like going into players. I'm like, stop trying to bounce off players, trying to get through them. I know you're good, but you're still not Messi, okay? You can't do these things, and then he scores a spectacular goal. It's like,
that's him.
Son of a.
Yeah, that's him.
I was wondering if you wanted to talk about the Nottingham Forest game.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. So we won 3-2. It wasn't. It was a good win, really, because we hadn't been playing well against the lower league teams, and we were at Anfield though. But I just felt we were a bit slack in defence, maybe because of what positioning Trent's in now.
Yeah, this is a mad one, ain't it? Because you look at Trent's positioning, so he's playing this inverted fullback role. He's not. He's basically playing that double pivot with Fabinho at the moment, but he's still a fullback at the same time. The issue is we leave too much space still, and Konate's got to do double the work, so he's got to shift across and then come back. And I've noticed in the last 3 games, like especially the last 2 games, I don't think Konate's been at our best with Trent in his inverted fullback role. I thought Konate got a bit bullied against Forest. Obviously, his mistake cost us a goal against Leeds. Unusual little mistakes from Konate because, lots on his plate right now. He's probably our best defender right now because of Virgil's form. He probably feels that as well. And now Trent's the inverted fullback. He's got more to cover, so more eyes will be on him. So, yeah, there's definitely... we got to check. I don't know what we're going to do next season. Personally, I've been saying on my channel for a while, I don't know if we can go into next season at Trent at right back because of the situation we found ourselves in now with Trent for the last 12 to 18 months. And I just feel like Trent's, you can tell the difference. Trent's had 4 assists in 2 games. Before them, he's only had 2 assists all season. So you can tell that he's a world-class player going forward. He's an okay defender, but being okay is not good enough if Liverpool want to get back to winning things for me at fullback. And he's always going to be that sort of fullback that's getting attacked. I look at Trent and think he's a tremendous interceptor. You know his stats about intercepting. He's very good at intercepting. I actually think he's a better defender in midfield than he is a defender at defending. If that makes sense. Because he reads the game better. He reads the game better in midfield because he has to be on his game constantly. At fullback sometimes, if Liverpool have all the ball, his concentration levels drop a little bit. But in that midfield area, he's got to have his full concentration on continuously for 90 minutes. So he's always scanning, he's always looking. And because he's always scanning and always looking and he's in the middle of the park, he can read the game better. Yeah. Because he can read the game better, he can intercept the ball. I mean, his interceptions against Forest at first class, his interceptions against Leeds and Arsenal were excellent as well. He wins the ball back in good areas. What Klopp likes, Klopp likes that counter-pressing game. So if Trent's in that area picking up the balls and then keeping the ball ticking over with his passing, it's tremendous. And against Forest, look, we made a meal of it. We did make a meal of it. Look, Forest are fighting for their lives, so you have to expect a bit of fight. Forest ain't going to come to Anfield to just lay down and let us beat them. So what I was happy about, I think if this game was 4 or 6 weeks ago, we lose it 3-2 or we draw it 2-2. But the last few weeks, Liverpool got a bit more assurance about themselves and a bit more fight back. And that was sort of like the old Liverpool. Even though, people might keep thinking, like, when we won the Premier League, that we blitzed the Premier League. We did, we won 26 out of 27 games at the start of the season. But if you go back on some of them games, a lot of last-minute winners, 90th minute winners and stuff like that. And what I saw in that game was old Liverpool. Yeah, we were 2-0 up. We got pegged back each time, but they still found a way to win the game. And that is what Liverpool used to do all the time. And that was a bit of the old Liverpool. So I'm glad I saw that fight back. But it shouldn't have got to that position in the first place still. So there's still stuff to work on. The Trent stuff is exciting for me because I think Trent should just do this now till the end of the season. Play this role now till the end of the season because, what else you got to lose now? You're 9 points away from Newcastle. That don't look like it's going to happen. So play this way the rest of the season. And I think Klopp and his team have got to sit down in the summer and really think what they want to do. Do they want to go out and get a proper right back? like a Carl Walker-Peters from Southampton or something like that, who's an attacking right back but can defend far better than Trent, and then use Trent in midfield. I mean, there's options there, and you know, he might be. I think the more Trent plays this role till the end of the season, the more Klopp has got it on his mind that I might need to keep Trent there. So it's exciting next season. It's exciting for Trent. As I said, 4 assists in his last 2 games. He's so creative. He's clutch as well. He comes up with clutch passing moments in games. Yeah, I love the guy. But the Forest game, look, it was a win. As I said, performance weren't the best. It was a bit slow. Klopp came out in the press conference after and said, look, we know what Forest is going to be about. Be patient, take your time. And if you play properly and with the ability you guys have got, you will score goals. And they looked like listened to the manager for once, and they played that way. And yes, we still got issues with Forest getting back in the game, but I like the fight of us actually winning the game. As I said 6 weeks ago, I actually think we lose that game or draw that game, but we got our fight back now. So yeah, I'm happy with the result. That's all about 3 points, man. We roll.
Definitely, I believe we did. We played like old Liverpool in that game. Definitely,
Totally.
the way we played, and I did like Trent's new position. It was like when he was first in the side, you saw his excitement. He was a lot more. He was free to, you know, basically do what he wants going forward, and that's what everyone wants Trent to do more. But like I said, if they get a midfielder in, he'll go back into that position. If we don't get the midfielder we want, we'll probably get the fullback that is in the transfers.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what I think anyway. But yeah, I agree with most of the stuff you said, definitely, because I'm not too bothered about if we get top 4 now anyway. I was previously, but now I'm just like, oh well, it's happened now. Let's move on. We've got summer signings. Hopefully we get about 2 to 3 players maybe. If not, we'll just somehow work it out.
Yeah,
but we're not Manchester City, they have doping powers financially. So we've been up there with them. So you got to hand it to Klopp and his team. Right to the end, we've been there with Manchester City. So, you know, I don't know how long our owners will stay, but
I mean, I think the owners will stay. No, the thing is, I think we'll get investment in the summer. If we get investment in the summer, depending on how much investment, I think that investor will be the person that eventually takes over the football club.
Yeah,
I think that's how it'll work. So yeah, but they ain't going nowhere for a long time.
No, I think they're trying to stabilize Liverpool a little bit more so they could sell in the future. Yeah. That's what I think.
And look, to be fair to them, look, if they just put their hand in their pocket and put out more transfer budget every summer, I don't think many people would actually have a problem, because if you look on the surface of what they've done, it's not a terrible job. You know, there's far worse owners in world football. There's no doubt about that. I mean, yeah, well, they didn't exactly pay for it, like the training ground and all that, but and the stadium expansion. That I get that, I understand that, but you know, they were part of the process. You know, they were part of the process, and we're pretty much, you know, we're a profitable football club. You look at Chelsea, as I said, they've lost 300 million in the last 3 years. We're a profitable football club. Make great revenue. So you can't, the business acumen to the team, you can't deny what they just got to do more. If they just gave the club, if they gave Jurgen like over £100 million to spend every summer, or just get the players, you know, I don't think Liverpool fans are asking for the Mbappes in this world. We just want decent players coming to this football club, you know. And if they just kept doing that and didn't, because we wait till it's too late to fix problems. They should be trying to sort the problems out before they need fixing. That's the way they should do it. And if they did that more, I don't think many people would have too much of a problem with them. But yeah, I don't know if they can do that. And if they can't do that, there's no real point in being at the football club. But we'll see, man. We'll see what happens in the summer. If investment comes in, like they've been talking about, then I think them investors will eventually be the new owners. It all depends.
Yeah, the thing with Klopp is he has to have the right players, or there's no point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, certain way, certain systems, man.
Yeah, because we can get anyone we want, but where they fit in. That Brighton players, there's Chelsea's and players out there we might get Bellingham. You know, will he sort out all our problems? He's a lot of money. That's the trouble.
Yeah,
you are risking it. Even if we get him, it's still a risk of how well he does at Liverpool. Chances are he'll do excellent, but it's a risk, and our owners don't want to spend out that much for. Yeah, we are not Manchester City, are we? So
yeah, we're risk reserve. So, you know, we calculate risk in a way that, you know, we ain't going to buy £100 million player, and if it doesn't work, Liverpool's sort of stuck with £100 million player. Then, you know, City, if they buy £100 million player and it don't work, they're just going to buy another one. You know, that's the difference. Liverpool have to make sure they do the right sort of transfer business in the market. And the Bellingham stuff, I wouldn't count it out just yet. To be fair, I think there's more. I think there's more to this story at the moment. I've been reading lately that I've been saying it for a while on my channel. I think Bellingham will stay at Borussia Dortmund. I literally think he'll stay at Borussia Dortmund, and I think he will go the following summer for about 80 million. I think they're putting a release clause because I don't know what team is going to pay 130 to 150 million for a 19-year-old midfielder at this moment in time. I look at Man City. Man City are after Kovacic from Chelsea. That looks like that deal's almost happening now. That looks like that's going to happen. So it looks like Kovacic is going to go to Chelsea. I think Pep Guardiola hasn't given up on Phillips. I think he wants him to still try and to be something at Man City. There's other options still for City to go for in the transfer market as well that ain't a Jude Bellingham. The Man City don't always go and splash the cash on massive Jack Grealish is their record transfer. And how long have these owners been at Man City? And that's their first £100 million transfer. You know, City are quite careful of who they actually spend on as well. So they're quite shrewd business people. And so if they see, I think Borussia Dortmund have priced Bellingham out of the market. But I also think Bellingham only wants to go to Liverpool. I think Bellingham wants he wants history to his name. He wants to play for an iconic club. Look, he turned down Man United before he went to Borussia Dortmund. Now, Man United were favourites to buy him from Birmingham, and he turned them down to go to Borussia Dortmund. So, something there. Man City would be very likeable for him because Haaland's there, you know, and Pep Guardiola, and it's just a dream for him. But I think Liverpool's the team he wants. I don't think this story's finished. I think something will happen. I wouldn't be surprised if he stays at Borussia Dortmund in the summer. They give him a new deal. He has a release clause around 80-something million, and Liverpool get that release clause the following year. It won't be surprised. Liverpool sort out the midfield players they need this summer, and then the following summer we go and buy Jude Bellingham.
Yeah, add to it. Yeah.
That wouldn't surprise me. That wouldn't surprise me.
Chances are that would probably happen anyway, because there's only one club he wants to go for, especially Gerrard's his favourite player. So just never know.
I think Bellingham's like. There's rumours that he's told Borussia Dortmund that Liverpool's the club he wants to go to. So we'll find out if he does sign a new deal and that release clause is for 80-something million. Then what we've been hearing is the truth, and then probably Liverpool will go and sign him the following summer. But it's an interesting one with Bellingham this summer. It's one to watch out for. Look, Bayern Munich are terrible at the moment. Borussia Dortmund can still win the league. I think they're top at the moment. So Borussia Dortmund can go and win the German league. You know, he's going to be it could be a league champion. He's going to play Champions League again next year. He's only 19. He's not in any hurry. Let's put it that way.
No, wait a year, he's 20. It's hardly old. So
exactly. He's not in any hurry, man. He's not in any hurry.
Don't despair, Liverpool fans, okay? Just one player. You know, we've missed out on many other players back in the day. We still managed to
if Liverpool go and get Alex McAllister this summer from Brighton, I'll be proper happy with that. You know, I'll be like, yeah, thank you very much. That's the one I want. He's the one I want. As soon as I heard that we're not getting Bellingham this summer, the one I wanted was McAllister. I think he'd be perfect for us. He's got that work rate. He's got that technical quality that Klopp would love. Yeah, he's a special little talent, man. And if he's only 60 million, I think it's cheap for him, to be fair. Then I'd be all over that as our first chance.
I have a feeling we might get him.
Yeah, he looks like a special talent, and yeah, I think he suits us. I think he suits us to the ground. He's got that great work rate. Now, all South Americans have great work rate, and he's got that tremendous work rate in midfield. I watched him yesterday. Him and Casado just poles apart. Him and Casado were the best two midfielders on the pitch by a country mile.
I know. I can imagine those two at Liverpool, but I doubt Casado is going to come.
I think
he's too much of a Real Madrid. Yeah,
I think
he's definitely going to go. Sadly, he's perfect though. I find him perfect.
He's perfect for everyone in world football. To be absolutely fair, Casado is perfect for everyone in world football. You know, Real Madrid need a DM. Real Madrid ain't got a proper defensive midfielder. Casemiro's gone. They're using, at the moment they're using Tchouaméni, but Tchouaméni's not really working out at the moment for Real Madrid. Casado is it'd fit in there like a glove at Real Madrid. It got any team in world football right now. Man City, he'll play a double pivot with Rodri. Arsenal, he'll probably play a double pivot with Thomas Partey. Liverpool, he'd take over Fabinho's role, play a double pivot with Fabinho. I don't think there's a club in world football right now that would not take Casado. He is that good. He improves everyone. It all depends on the price. But my problem with Casado, why I wouldn't go for him right now, is because he keeps talking about too many teams. I've always been sort of a person that's like, I want a player to come to us because they want to come to us, not because we won such competition or they're going to get this much money. And I wouldn't want to get Casado and he'd I'll go to Liverpool, but really I wanted to play for Arsenal or Real Madrid. I don't want that, because am I going to get 100% of the player giving 100% effort when he's got other things on his mind? So I think it's the right thing to stay clear of him right now. Probably go and get Ugarte. Ugarte's probably the second best option out there in that defensive midfield area, and he's probably about 30 million cheaper. So yeah, I'd go and get Ugarte. I'd go and get Ugarte and Alexis McAllister. Liverpool go and get them two midfielders in, with Stefan Bajcetic coming through.
What about Gravenberch?
Gravenberch I'd love. I think Liverpool actually do want Ryan Gravenberch. I think the rumours about Ryan Gravenberch are true. They really want him. I'm not sure. It all depends if Bayern Munich want to let him go. See, the talk is that Thomas Tuchel rates him, but Thomas Tuchel still doesn't play him. He's still on the bench. So all this thing about he'd be played. He's still on the bench. He ain't getting minutes. And they're getting Konrad Laimer next season on a free. Konrad Laimer plays where Ryan Gravenberch plays. So you got to think they're going to play Laimer in front of Gravenberch. It's coming in as a free transfer, which means he's going to be on more wages than a higher signing on fee. So you got to think straight away that he's playing in front of Gravenberch. Ryan Gravenberch's potential is ridiculous. I know a lot of. I watched a few YouTube channels where they were comparing Gravenberch and Bellingham because they're similar ages, similar statures, playing a similar way. And when Gravenberch was at Ajax, a lot of people were talking about that Gravenberch was ahead of his development or equal to his development than as Bellingham was, because they're quite similar ages when he was at Ajax. There was a lot of talk about him. If Liverpool could pick up Ryan Gravenberch for 50 million, say, less half the price of Bellingham, same age with the same sort of high ceiling, I'd be all over it. But it all depends on Bayern Munich. I think they're going to play hardball. I don't actually know if they want him. I just don't think they want to let him go cheaply. I think they want to make a bit of money on him. So Gravenberch.
The only difference between those two would be Bellingham has been playing and Gravenberch hasn't. So how would he do? Yeah, would he need to get in a bit before he can get to his potential, or would he just fit in? Yeah, from what I've seen of him, he's really good. So I'd be quite happy with that. I don't know how much he's going for at the moment.
I think you get him anything for 50 or under.
Yeah.
I think anything for 50 and under. It wouldn't be over 50 million. And if it's 40 to 50 million for Gravenberch, I'll be all over that. Gravenberch. I think Liverpool's first few choices are Gravenberch, McAllister, I think they're the two. I think they're the two right now. And Mason Mount as well. Now, the Mason Mount stuff's funny because everyone's so split on the Mason Mount stuff. Then I think David Ornstein's reported this morning that Todd Bowley had big talks with Mason Mount over the weekend, and Mason Mount may now stay at Chelsea. And Mason Mount, guys. Mason Mount. For me, if Liverpool go buy someone like a Mason Mount, I would. I don't know. I don't know how you guys in the feel as well. Don't forget to comment under this video, by the way. Go to Let's Talk LFC Charlie and go and subscribe to this channel. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the like button, and make sure you comment underneath it. Let me and Charlie know underneath this video, guys, what you think of these transfers. Alexis McAllister, Mason Mount, Gravenberch, Ugarte. Let me know underneath the video, guys, after this video's finished. You know, when you've watched it, comment underneath and let me and Charlie know what you think. I'd like to hear your feedback, guys. Really would. Because it's an interesting one. It's definitely an interesting one, what Liverpool are going to do. For Mason Mount, I think he's the player we should go and buy. And I'm not sure. I think Liverpool look like they really want Mason Mount, guys. Liverpool really, really look like they want Mason Mount. So if you go and buy Mason Mount, just go and get him. You know, if you're putting all this effort in, just go and get him. But if talks with Todd Bowley and Mason Mount are true, then I would. If Mason Mount's going to stay, Liverpool got to have plan B. Because I think plan A for Liverpool was Mason Mount. But surely in the back of their mind, they realised that Mason Mount might be staying at Chelsea Football Club this summer. So if that was in the back of their mind, they must have had another person there that they could go for. You know, I saw online today, you know, links with Ugarte. Is that going to be a real thing? 50 million? I'm not sure. There weren't no talks that were after a DM. Ugarte is a pure defensive midfielder. You know, it would help Fabinho out. We've seen Fabinho. He looks like he's not as good as he once was. You know, slowing down a lot. So I'm not sure on the whole thing of getting Ugarte, but obviously Conor Gallagher's another one, guys. But I don't think Liverpool are interested in him. I think that's just more agent talk. Mason Mount. I know it splits the fan base, guys. It really does. I don't know how all you guys feel about it, but it does split the fan base. And I don't think that'd be a player Liverpool go for now. I think Liverpool might be turned off on that if they hear that he's going to stay at Chelsea. I think Liverpool will already looking away. Declan Rice is obviously another player Liverpool could go for. Would Liverpool go after Declan Rice? I'd love Declan Rice every day of the week, but it's going to be a lot of money. And I don't think Liverpool go splurge. If Liverpool didn't want to spend 100 million on Bellingham, they ain't going to spend 100 million on Declan Rice, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. Big up Charlie as well. Don't forget to hit Charlie on the subscribe, guys. Make sure Let's Talk LFC. You subscribe to the channel, guys, if you've never watched this before. Hit that like button as well. And comment underneath. Let me and Charlie know about your transfer wishes. What players you think to come to the club and why, guys, while we're waiting for Charlie to come back here. But yeah, Mason Mount looks like he's staying at Chelsea now. Jude Bellingham, that saga, we don't know what's going to happen now. You know, he could be back at Liverpool. That could come in again. He could stay at Borussia Dortmund. Let us know in the comments, guys, what you think will happen to Jude Bellingham. Is he going to stay at Borussia Dortmund, or is he going to come to Liverpool? Let us know in the comments, guys. Personally, I think unless anything comes of it with Man City, I do believe Jude Bellingham will stay at Borussia Dortmund for another year with a release clause. But yeah, we'll listen out for that one, guys. Let me just have a look, see what other transfer news there is around while we're waiting for Charlie here. We got Charlie. Also in the comments, guys, let us know who you think's going to win the Premier League. Let us know who's going to win the Premier League in the comments, guys. Is it going to be Arsenal? Is it going to be Man City? Personally, I think Man City going to win the treble. I think Man City beat. I think Manchester City beat Real Madrid in the semi-final over 2 legs, and then they go over Inter Milan, AC Milan in the final. Yeah, it could be a one-sided final, guys. Could be a really one-sided European final. Apparently, Liverpool's recruitment staff rate Bruno Guimaraes highly, but also recognise that Newcastle finishing Champions League places would make it much harder to attempt the midfielder at least St James's Park. Like, ever go be in for them, you know? Like, let ever go be in for them. Jesus Christ. Graham Birch is quality, man. But yeah, that Liverpool should have got him before he bloody before he even went to Newcastle. It shouldn't have been a discussion. Just looking at some transfer gossip here, if I can find any for you guys. Let me have a look. Can't see much at the moment. Yeah, we're just waiting on Charlie to come back, guys. But yeah, big up to everyone. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like. Don't forget to hit the subscribe. And let me know what you feel, guys. You know, Mason Mount, Jude Bellingham, Garte, Ryan Gravenberch. I think Ryan Gravenberch, to be fair, guys, might be the one. Ryan Gravenberch might be the one we go and get. It all depends. The Bayern Munich say they see a future with Ryan Gravenberch. He's a player they rate. He's a player they want. I just think the signing Konrad Laimer in the summer, who's going to come in on a high signing on fee, higher wages than what Gravenberch is going to be on, because he's a free. He's going to be wanting to play, and I think he comes in and plays ahead of Gravenberch. And if that's the case, I think Gravenberch will probably want to move on and try and get some game time. You know, even if maybe a loan deal, that'd be a great bit of business. If Bayern Munich want to give him game time but don't think they want to send him, a loan deal would be perfect. Absolutely perfect. But will they go and get a loan deal? I'm not sure. Gravenberch is a weird one for me. You know, I thought this deal was basically done. I ain't gonna lie, guys. I thought the deal was basically done with Gravenberch. But we'll see. We'll see, guys. We'll see. I'd like him, though. Decent player. Quick, strong, good passing, good energy, good power in midfield, press resistant. He could be our Genie role. We ain't replaced that Genie role since Genie left, obviously. And he could be the player that replaces Genie, you know. That would be a good signing for me. That would be a Liverpool-esque signing as well. 20 years of age, good age range that FSG like as well. Yeah, I could see that definitely being one of the players to come in. I just don't know who else is on Liverpool's transfer window. Like, you know, you're about Barella from Inter Milan, but Italian players don't usually leave Italy. And there's not been a lot of successful Italian players that have left. You know, apart from probably Zola to Chelsea, there ain't a lot of Italians that have left Italy to be successful elsewhere. They usually just stay in Italy. So it'd be an interesting one with Barella because he is a super talent. But usually Italian players just go to other Italian clubs. They don't usually worry about that sort of thing like they do in England. You know, no one goes from like Man United to Liverpool, Liverpool to Man United to Arsenal to Liverpool to Chelsea to Man United. You know, that don't really happen. But in Italy, you know, Barella could easily go to Juventus to AC Milan, back to Inter Milan. That could be his whole career. Same as Pirlo. Pirlo went to AC Milan, Juventus, back to AC Milan, back to Juventus. You know, that's the way they do it over there. Italians don't really leave Italy, guys. They don't really leave. And I know a lot of people like Barella, but all I see of Barella is him moving to an AC Milan or a Juventus in Italy. I don't really see him leaving Italy. And what other transfer? I think that's all the midfielders we're linked with, really, strongly. The strong ones are Mason Mount and Gravenberch. They're the strong ones. And Alexis McAllister. I think they're the three. How many do you think are coming, guys? 3 midfielders or 2? Because I think Liverpool bring in 2 midfielders because I think they got to see Trent as a midfielder next season, and I think they got to see Stefan Bajcetic as a midfielder next season for Liverpool. So I think they're just going to bring 2 in, and the 2 I think Liverpool bring in are going to be Ryan Gravenberch and Alexis McAllister. I did think it was Mount. I thought the Mount deal was all done, but it's nowhere near done. Nowhere near done now for Mason Mount. I think Mason Mount is definitely going to stay now. I've been rabbiting away anyway, so don't worry about it.
Oh, good, great. So I forgot where we were. What were you rabbiting on about?
I was talking about transfers. I was telling the people to comment under the video later and let us know what transfers we think we should get.
Yeah, that would be good. Are there any different ones that have not been mentioned? Because I hear a lot of Bellingham and Mason, just the typical ones that are trending. But I want to hear others that people think, yeah, that could be a good idea. Because there's a lot of players out there in the world that we don't look at or we don't talk about.
Exactly. I think Liverpool heavily linked. So I think Liverpool heavily linked with Mount, Bellingham, and McAllister, and Ryan Gravenberch. And I think they're the ones that were closely go. Look, the McAllister, the Mason Mount one's the one that I thought yesterday. I was like, all right, Mason Mount's definitely happening. But then today, David Ornstein came out with an article and said that Todd Bowley and Mason Mount had chat over the weekend, and it looks like Mason Mount might stay at Chelsea now. So if Mason Mount's staying at Chelsea, Liverpool got to have a plan B in case that ever happened. So I think Ryan Gravenberch is a player Liverpool really rate, getting for the right price. I think Liverpool be all over it. He's that Genie Wijnaldum player we'd be missing. Getting him in. He's athletic. He's press resistant. He can pass. He can play box to box. He's powerful. I think that's a player Liverpool are definitely looking for. And McAllister. I think McAllister is. I think they're the players Liverpool are after. I don't know if there is anyone else. I think Liverpool just getting 2. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like Gravenberch and McAllister come to Liverpool in the summer, and then they look at.
I'd be happy.
I'll be happy with that. And then you got Stefan Bajcetic there. You got Trent who can possibly play midfield. You got Thiago still there. Saying you got Fabinho if he has a good summer off, he gets back to some of his old self. Still there. You got Hendo around. That's a decent quartet. So yeah, I mean, someone could spring from nowhere that we're not thinking about, but at the moment, I think they're the major ones they're looking at and seeing if they can do deals on. Yeah,
I see that. I see that happening, to be honest. And if Bellingham comes, it's a bonus. It'll be a miracle this season, but you never know what will happen in the summer. So at least they'll get a rest this time round. So they'll be up for next season then, and hopefully less injuries because we've got Luis Diaz back now, which we needed. So it's like a brand new player.
Yes, exactly. He's going to be excellent next season, no doubt about it.
All right. Well, that's the end of the show. And I hope everyone enjoyed it today. I will put this up later on, pretty soon. And then remember to comment on whatever we've talked about, the transfers, how we'll do this season, the top 4, and any other subjects you want to mention. And I will see you soon. Thank you, Jamie Phillips, for coming on and talking. I appreciate that.
No worries, man.
Goodbye, all. See you next time.